Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. So guys, in this video we are going to practice cloud fundamental MCQs and we are going to practice around 50 questions in one shot. So this is going to be a bit longer video, but I can assure you if you watch this video before your GenC assessment, that is for your technical assessment round 2, there is a cluster. We have 3 clusters. In that second cluster we have cloud computing. Okay, I'll show you the syllabus basically. So in this syllabus, if you see this part, okay, so I was telling you, right, in Cognizant round 2, basically there are two things. First is aptitude assessment and the second is technical assessment. So in technical assessment we have 3 clusters: cluster 1, cluster 2 and cluster 3. So in cluster 2, so if you opt for cluster 2, so you will get coding, Python, query, database, ANSI, SQL and MySQL. For this also I have uploaded the video already. Make sure to check that if you haven't checked it. And this video is going to be for this part, okay, that is cloud fundamentals, multiple choice questions, and there are the topics that is given. The topics are like introduction to cloud computing, cloud service models, cloud deployment models, virtualization, cloud providers, basic cloud services. Okay, so you will get MCQs questions on these topic. Okay, so I have created this videos so that you will get a good practice of all the questions that can come in this one. So before we start the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, because I regularly upload these kinds of helpful videos for all of you. I'm running a complete playlist on Cognizant preparation, and I have already uploaded a lot of videos including aptitude, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, this one as MySQL related MCQs and all. So make sure that you check that video too, as it is going to be super helpful. So without wasting any time, let's now start with our today's question video. Let's look at this question. What is the primary benefit of cloud computing? The options that we have are reduced operational cost, increased hardware requirements, less scalability, decreased efficiency. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number A, which is reduced operational cost. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is not a service model in cloud computing? The options that we have are IaaS, PaaS, SaaS and DaaS. So guys, just in case if you are not aware the full forms of IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, so I'll tell you. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. Okay, and let's see the other ones. Then we have platform as a service. Then we have software as a service. Okay, so there is nothing called as DaaS. So the correct answer in this case is option D, that is DaaS. So DaaS is not a service model in cloud computing. Moving on to the next question. What does IaaS stand for in the context of cloud computing? So guys, in previous question only I told you all the full forms. So the correct answer for this will be infrastructure as a service. So IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. Hence the correct answer for this question is option B. Moving on to the next question. Guys, before we look at the next question, if you are new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Let's look at this question now. Which of the following is an example of public cloud provider? The options that we have are Google Cloud, AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and all of the above. So guys, in this one, the correct answer is going to be option number D, that is all of the above. So all of the above, that is Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure, all are public cloud providers. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. The question is, which deployment model of cloud computing is the most commonly used by businesses? Okay, and we have different models as the option. First is private cloud, second is public cloud, hybrid cloud and community cloud. So in this one, the correct answer is going to be hybrid cloud, that is option number C. So hybrid cloud model is most commonly used by businesses actually. So that is why we have selected this answer. Moving on to the next question. Next question is based on virtualization. Okay, so let's read the question first. Virtualization in cloud computing allows for, we have different options. First is creating multiple virtual instances of physical hardware. Option B is increased hardware requirements. Option C is reduced internet speed. Option D is storing all data in one location. So guys, see, virtualization word itself means, right, with the first option itself, you can understand creating multiple virtual instances of physical hardware. So that is why the correct answer is going to be option number A in this case. Okay. Moving on to the next question. So guys, I just want to suggest you that before directly watching the solutions, try to think of the answer in your own mind, and if you can't figure out, then you can continue watching, but at least think for one of the answers. Okay. And guys, I know that these questions, it won't be like you will just watch this video once and it will be fit in your mind. You might need to watch the video twice or thrice so that you will be like fully prepared for these types of questions. Okay. Let's now move on to the next question. Which of the following cloud providers offers a PaaS, okay, which is platform as a service model? Options that we have is AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and all of the above. So this is correct answer in this case is option D, that is all of the above, because all of the above, which is like AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, all of them provided PaaS services. Okay, PaaS services as in platform as a service, cloud computing service they provide. That is why we have selected all of the above. Moving on to the next question that we have. Which of the following is a key characteristics of hybrid cloud deployment model? Okay, and let's see the options that we have. First is it involves only private cloud infrastructure. Option B is it combines both private and public cloud environments. Option C is it uses a community cloud environment, and option D is it is only accessible by a single organization. The correct answer in this case would be option number B, that is it combines both private and public cloud environments. Let's move on to the next question now. So in this question, what we are asked is, in which service model do customers manage the applications while the provider manages everything else? Okay, and we have the options, that is SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, DaaS. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is going to be PaaS. Okay, that is in platform as a service. What happens? What was the question that was asked? Customers manage the applications while the provider manages everything else. So application is managed by whom? It is managed by customer in case of PaaS. Okay, let's now move on to the next question that we have. The question is, which of the following is not a feature of cloud computing? Okay, let's read the options. The first option is on-demand self-service, broad network access, increased hardware requirements, and option D is resource pooling. See, so hardware requirements is does not comes under what cloud computing. Okay, rest everything like on demand self service. So whenever there is a need of self service regarding any regarding any of the feature which is provided, you can get that. Broad network access, and then resource also can be increased or reduced. So all of these are provided by cloud computing, but hardware requirements increasing is not related to cloud computing. Okay, moving on to next question. In a public cloud, resources such as computing power and storage are, let's see the options, shared by multiple users, dedicated to a single organization. Option C is only accessible by government agencies, and option D is located on premise. The correct answer in this case is shared by multiple users. Answer in this case is going to be option A, that is resources such as computer power and storage are shared by multiple users. Moving on, what does the pay-as-you-go pricing model in cloud computing mean? Okay, so let's see the options that we have. Option A is you pay upfront for all the services. Option B is you only pay for the resources you use, and option C is you pay fixed monthly fees, and option D is you pay for storage only. Okay, so the correct answer in this case will be option B, which is you only pay for the resources you use. So see, it is pay as you go, which means only the things which you use, for that only you need to pay, and you don't need to pay, like it does not mean that you have to pay upfront for all services. No, you do not have to pay any fixed monthly amount. So how much usage you are having, that much you have to pay. Okay, let's move on now to the next question. Which of the following is an advantage of cloud computing for businesses? Let's see the options that we have. First option is reduced need for IT staff. Option B is increased capital expenditure. Option C is less scalability, and option D is reduced network access. The correct answer in this case would be option A, that is reduced need for IT staff. Okay, so this is one of the advantage of cloud computing for businesses, because see, with cloud computing the need of IT staff has reduced a bit. Okay, because things are on the cloud now, right? Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is a major risk of cloud computing? Okay, major risk of cloud computing we have to tell. First option is security and privacy concern. Option B is increased hardware requirement. Option C is reduced network access, and option D is limited scalability. The correct answer for this will be option A, that is security and privacy concerns is a major risk of cloud computing. Okay, moving on to the next question now. So what type of cloud computing model would a large enterprise that needs to keep its data private and secure likely use? Options are private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. The correct answer in this case is going to be private cloud, which is option A. Okay, so large large enterprise that needs to keep their data private, they usually use private clouds because it is more secure. Okay, moving on to question this one, which is which of the following is an example of IaaS? Okay, so let's see the options that we have. First option is Google App Engine. Option B is AWS EC2, that is Elastic Compute Cloud. Option C is Microsoft Azure App Service, and option D is Dropbox. Let's see the correct answer for this one. The correct answer is option number B, that is AWS EC2. So AWS EC2 is an example of what? IaaS. You have to remember that. Okay, moving on to the next question. In a cloud computing environment, virtualization allows us for, options are the creation of isolated environments on a physical machine. Option B is a single user to access all resources. Option C is direct access to hardware components. And option D is storing data on premises. The correct answer in this case is option number A, that is the creation of isolated environments on a physical machine. Let's now move on to our next question. What does SaaS stand for in cloud computing? So guys, in one of the previous questions only I told you SaaS stands for what? Software as a service. Okay, so let's see if we have this option or not. First option is secure software as a service only. Yes, so this is only the correct answer. Let's but also see the different options. Okay, because sometimes the options are tricky, so always I will suggest that always read all the options given to you. Second option is security as a service. Third is service as a software. Fourth is storage as a service. So the correct answer in this case, as we have seen, is going to be option number A, which is software as a service. Let's now move on to the next question. Which cloud service model requires customers to manage the operating system and applications? Okay, let's see the options that we have. So first is IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. Second is platform as a service. Third is software as a service, and fourth is option D, which is all of them. So see, in this case the correct answer is going to be IaaS, okay, which is infrastructure as a service. Hence the correct answer is option A, that is IaaS cloud service model requires customers to manage the operating system and application. Basically they will provide you the infrastructure and then customer or you will manage the operating system and the applications inside it. Moving on to the next question. In which deployment model is the cloud infrastructure shared by several organizations with common concerns? So the options that we have are public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, and hybrid cloud. The correct answer is option C, okay, that is community cloud. Correct answer is option C. Community cloud deployment model is the cloud infrastructure shared by several organizations with common concern. See, the word itself has community in it, okay. So with that also you can remember these types of questions. Let's move on to the next question, which is which of the following is a typical feature of virtualization in cloud computing? Okay, let's see the options that we have. Running multiple operating systems on the same physical machine. Option B is storing data in a local data center. Option C is increased reliance on a physical hardware. Option D is direct access to physical network interfaces. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number A, that is running multiple operating systems on the same physical machine. That is the main or typical feature of virtualization in cloud computing. Moving on to the next question now. Which cloud deployment model would be the most appropriate for an organization that needs to keep some data on premises and use public cloud services for other needs? Let's see the option that we have. First option is hybrid cloud. Second is community cloud, third is public cloud, and fourth is private cloud. So see guys, before looking into the answer of this question, let's try to understand what the question is asking. Which deployment model would be most appropriate for an organization that needs to keep some data on premise? See, one thing is told is they need to keep data on premise and plus use public cloud services for other needs. So use public cloud services for other needs. So they want both things, okay, like on-premise and public cloud. So when both are needed, so for that we will select option A, which is hybrid cloud. Okay, so that's why in this case the correct answer is going to be hybrid cloud. Moving on to the next question now. What is one of the primary roles of a cloud service provider, that is CSP? Let's see the options that we have. First option is to manage customer devices. Option B is to offer resources such as computing power and storage on demand. Option C is to manage customer business operations, and option D is to provide end user technical support. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, that is to offer resources such as computing power and storage on demand. That is the main primary role of CSP, that is cloud service provider. Moving on to our next question now. Which of the following is an example of a private cloud service? Okay, let's see the options that we have. First option is Amazon EC2. Second option is VMware vSphere. Option C is Google Cloud Storage, and option D is Microsoft Azure. So in this case, the correct answer is option B, which is VMware vSphere. Okay, let's now move on to the next question, which is this one. What is the key difference between public and private clouds? Let's see the options that we have. Public clouds are managed by the customer. Private clouds are for individual use only. Public clouds are accessible to multiple customers. And last option is private clouds are used for public services. So in this one, we have to basically tell the difference between public and private cloud. The correct option in this case is going to be option number C, which is public cloud are accessible to multiple customers. Okay, that is the main difference. So the correct answer is going to be option number C. Let's now move on to our next question. What does PaaS offers to customer? PaaS stands for platform as a service. So let's see the options that we have. A fully managed virtual server. Option B is an environment to develop, run and manage application without dealing with infrastructure. Option C is software application that are ready for use, and option D is virtual storage space. The correct answer is option B, that is an environment to develop, run and manage applications without dealing with infrastructure. Basically, the like what PaaS provides is it provides an environment to develop, run and manage applications. This is very important, guys. Just remember this one, okay? Because this is a service that PaaS provides, okay? Platform as a service provides. So if you remember, you can solve many questions based on this. Let's now move on to our next question. In cloud computing, which of the following is an example of basic cloud service? Let's see the options that we have. Option A is virtual machine. Option B is DBaaS, that is database as a service. Option C is load balancer, and option D is all of the above. So guys, in this one, the correct answer is going to be all of the above. Okay, that is all of these are the example of basic cloud services. Virtual machines, cloud service basically provides virtual machines also. Cloud services provide databases also. They provide load balancers also if there is a lot of load, right, to balance that. So all of this is the correct answer for this question. Moving on to our next question. Which of the which is one of the challenges used? Sorry, again, let me read the question from starting. Which of the challenges of using cloud computing for businesses? Let's see the options that we have. First option is decreased scalability. Option B is security and data privacy concern. Option C is reduced network speed, and option D is increased hardware usage. So the correct answer in this case is option number B, that is security and data privacy concerns. So these are like some of the challenges when it comes to cloud computing for businesses. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is an example of public cloud service provider? Okay, let's see the options that we have. First option is IBM Cloud. Second is AWS, that is Amazon Web Service. Third is Microsoft Azure, and fourth option is option D, which is all of the above. So again, in this case also, the correct answer is going to be option D, that is all of them are the examples of public cloud service provider. Moving on to our next question. Which cloud computing models allows for the most flexibility and control over computing resources? Again, we have the options as PaaS, SaaS, IaaS and hybrid cloud. The correct answer is going to be IaaS, okay? That is option number C. So IaaS allows for most flexibility and control over computing resources. Let's now move on to the next question. In a hybrid cloud environment, which is true? We have to mention that, okay? Options are data is only stored in public cloud, both public and private cloud models are used together, it requires only on-premise infrastructure, it uses only one cloud provider. Okay, the correct answer is option number B, that is both public and private models are used together. So you can also write something like this: hybrid is what? Hybrid is public plus private. Okay, hence the correct answer in this question is going to be option number B. Let's now move on to our next question. What is the main purpose of cloud virtualization? Let's see the options that we have. To separate the storage layer from computer layer. Option B is to run multiple applications on the same hardware. Option C is to reduce energy consumption. And option D is to automate cloud resource management. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, that is to run multiple applications on the same hardware. Okay, so answer B is the correct answer of this question. So cloud virtualization, what is the main purpose of that? We have to mention that. Next question. Okay, before guys we move on to the next question, if you guys are feeling that this video is helping you a little bit, please make sure that you like this video so that it gives me motivation to bring more such videos in future. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, because it takes a lot of hard work to bring these kinds of content for all of you. Let's now see this question. Which cloud service model is most important for businesses that want to focus on using software without worrying about the infrastructure? Okay, so you understood the question. The options are IaaS, PaaS, SaaS and DaaS. Okay, the correct answer in this case is software as a service. Okay, that is like if business wants to focus main on software, right? In the question only it is mentioned, right? Focus more on software without worrying about infrastructure. So if the question would be like their focus should be on infrastructure, then we would have selected the answer as IaaS. But here they are mentioning that they need to keep the focus on software. That is why we have selected the answer as option C, which is SaaS, software as a service. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following best describes a community cloud? Okay, let's see the options that we have. Option A is cloud infrastructure that is shared by several organizations with similar needs. Option B is a private cloud for single organization. Option C is a cloud hosted on a private server. Option D is virtualized environment in a public cloud. Obviously guys, it is very obvious that the correct answer for this question is option number A, that is cloud infrastructure that is shared by several organizations with similar needs. Okay, so hence option A is the correct answer. Moving on. Which of the following is a characteristic of public cloud computing? Okay, so we have different options. We have to tell the characteristic of a public cloud computing. Let's see the options that we have. First is managed by a single organization. Option B is resources are available to general public. Option C is resources are provided only for a specific business sector. And option D is entire infrastructure is on-premise. So see guys, in this case, the correct answer is going to be option number B. That is, in case of public cloud computing, resources are available to general public. Okay. Moving on to the next question. In a SaaS model, who is responsible for maintenance of software? Okay, we have to mention that. Let's see the options that we have. First option is the user. Option B is the cloud service provider. Option C is the business owner. And option D is the operating system vendor. The correct answer in this case is going to be option B, that is the cloud service provider. Okay, so cloud service provider is mainly responsible for maintenance of the software. Let's now move on to the next question. Which of the following is not a key characteristic of cloud computing? Options that we have are scalability. Option B is on-demand self-service. Option C is lack of resource pooling. And option D is broad network access. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number C, that is lack of resource planning is not a key characteristic of cloud computing. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following cloud service providers offers IaaS, PaaS and SaaS solution? We have different options: AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft and all of the above. So guys, the correct answer in this case is again going to be all of the above, because all of them provides these services. Okay. Let's now see next question that we have. What does the term resource pooling refer to in cloud computing? Okay, let's see the options that we have. The use of multiple cloud sub providers for resource allocation. Option B is consolidating resources from several customers on the same infrastructure. Option C is the ability to store data in physical servers. And option D is using virtualization to increase the hardware usage. So correct answer is option number B, that is consolidating resources from several customers to the same infrastructure, on the same infrastructure. Moving on to our next question. What is the primary function of a virtual machine in cloud computing? Okay, let's see the options that we have. Option A is to store data on the cloud. Option B is to allow multiple applications to run on the server. Option C is to monitor cloud infrastructure, and option D is to allocate resources to different cloud services. Let's see the correct answer for this question. The correct answer will be option number B, to allow multiple application to run on a server. Hence, the correct answer is option number B. Moving on to our next question. In cloud computing, which of the following is typically shared across multiple customers? Okay, let's see the options that we have. Physical hardware, virtual storage, software applications, or all of the above. See, obviously, in cloud computing, actually, what is happening is multiple customers share all the things. Okay, like they share hardwares also, they share virtual storages also, software applications. That is why we are going to select option D as the correct answer. Moving on to the next question now. What is the primary difference between IaaS and PaaS in cloud computing? Okay, we have to tell the difference between them. Let's see the options. IaaS provides physical infrastructure, while PaaS offers a platform for developers. Okay, let's see the next question that we have. Next option that we have. PaaS offers more flexibility than IaaS. IaaS provides ready-to-use software applications, while PaaS does not. PaaS is for business only, while IaaS is for developers. So guys, the correct answer for this is option number A, which is IaaS provides physical infrastructure, while PaaS provides or offers a platform for developers. Moving on to the next question that we have. Which of the following is not a key service offered by most cloud service providers? Options are computing power, option B is storage service, option C is hardware management, and option D is software application management. The correct answer is option C, that is hardware management is not a service that is offered by most cloud service providers. Okay, next is your this question, which is what type of cloud computing service model would a business use if they want to build and deploy their own application without managing the underlying hardware? So hope you have understood the question. They don't want to manage the underlying hardware basically. So for that, which is useful, the options are IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and DaaS. The correct answer for this question is going to be option number B, which is PaaS. Moving on to the next question. Which cloud computing service is commonly used for hosting and managing databases? SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, DBaaS. Okay, so in this one, the correct answer is going to be DBaaS, because DBaaS stands only for database as a service. Okay, that's why the correct answer is option number D. DBaaS is commonly used for hosting and managing databases. Moving on, which of the following is a true for public cloud? Let's see the options that we have. Option A is the cloud infrastructure is used exclusively by one organization. The services are delivered over the internet and available to the public. It is typically slower than private clouds. Data security is the sole responsibility of the customer. The correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, that is the services are delivered over the internet and is available to the public. Moving on to the next question now. What does a cloud provider's elasticity refers to? Okay, let's see the options that we have. The ability to add or remove resources based on demand, the ability to store data at low cost. Option C is the ability to virtualize hardware resources, and option D is the ability to encrypt data automatically. The correct answer is option number A, that is the ability to add or remove data based on demand. So that is what is called as elasticity. Okay, that is the concept of elasticity in cloud computing. Moving on to the next question now. What is the primary role of cloud service provider in IaaS? The options are to provide ready-made applications for the user. Option B is to offer infrastructure and virtualized resources. Option C is to manage the business application. Option D is to develop custom software solutions. Correct answer is option number B, that is to offer the infrastructure and virtualized resources. Let's now have a look at our next question. Which of the following is an advantage of hybrid cloud deployment? Okay, let's see the options. It allows for complete control over the resources. Option B is enables data security and flexibility by combining private and public clouds. Option C is it only requires public and public cloud resources. On option D is it uses a single cloud provider. So the correct answer is option number B, that is it enables data security and flexibility by combining private and public clouds. Let's now move on to the correct to the next option. Okay, so the next question is, in cloud computing, which of the following is responsible for managing virtual environment? Okay, the options are the cloud service provider, the customer service, the cloud applications, and the hardware providers. So guys, I am not going to tell you the answer of this question because this is our do it yourself question for today, which means what you will do is you will figure out the answer of this question. We have already practiced a lot of questions. Now you will figure out the answer of this question, and if you have came so far in the video, then make sure to attempt this question and write down the answer of this question in the comment box. Okay, so that's all for this video. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section and I will guide through it. If you can also join me on Telegram and Instagram, make sure to subscribe to the channel to receive all the regular latest updates from the channel. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.